Hey everybody, my name is Peng Roden-Her, licensed acupuncturist, medical intuitive, and master of Qigong. And today is day 26 of my 30-day video challenge where I'll be discussing topics on spiritual cultivation and personal growth. So today's topic is about the meditative zone. When people practice, there tends to be a misunderstanding of whether they've reached this meditative zone or not, because they tend to think that time allows them to reach this meditative zone, and that's not it. Because and again, I hear people boasting about, oh, I did 2 hours of meditation. It's like, it doesn't mean anything if you did 2 hours of meditation and you didn't enter the meditative zone. And it doesn't have to be 2 hours. It can be as simple as 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes of you just sitting and also being in the meditative zone. Because in order for you to enter the meditative zone, when you sit, the first few things that happen are your mind starts to wander, and thoughts start to pop up, and you start to think about your day. You start to think about your laundry list of things to do today, laundry list of things you need to do tomorrow. You start to think about things that you are uncomfortable with. You start to kind of look at life and reflect a little bit. And all these thoughts, no matter where the thoughts go, if you start tracing those thoughts and you start following them and then you start thinking those thoughts, then now you won't enter the meditative zone. My recommendation is that this is for all the students, and this applies to everybody. It doesn't matter what practices you practice, whether it be yoga, tai chi, qigong, meditation, mindfulness meditation. All of this stuff is really just, the essence of it all is really about you being present with your body, your breath, and your thoughts, right? And also emotions. And the idea is you have to observe your thoughts as if they're clouds passing by. So if a cloud passes by like a thought, and if it looks like a rabbit, don't say, hey, that looks like a rabbit, right? Well, rabbits do this and rabbits do that, and rabbits get run over by cars. And like, the moment you start going to this crazy, that looks like a rabbit, and then you go down this rabbit hole, right? Actually, that was funny. But you go down this rabbit hole of just thoughts. You're just chasing these thoughts. Now you're not in the meditative zone. All you're doing is you're sitting there thinking about stuff. Nothing was achieved. And then for you to come out and say, I just did 2 hours of meditation, man, I'm better than you. Wrong approach. Okay? So my advice is that when you're doing meditation, the thoughts must come by, they pop up, and there's this, as it pops up, you observe the thought, and then you watch it pass by. You don't say that looks like a rabbit. You don't say that looks like a duck. You don't attach to it. You are observing it, seeing it, noticing it, but not going down into the story of it. Okay? And then this will just pop. Thought will pop. The next thought will pop, 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 pop. Emotions will pop up. And then you disassociate and you continue to breathe, focus on the breath, and then let the thoughts continue to pass on over and over and over again. Well, before you learn how to do this, you have to practice self-kindness. And when I say self-kindness, it's like, don't be upset that, oh, I did it again and I lost track and now I'm not in the meditative zone, because now you just took all of that energy, and instead of you just watching the thoughts pass by like clouds, now you're upset that you're no longer able to enter the meditative zone. And now you added all this extra energy to make things worse. And all you've done is you forced yourself out of a meditative zone into a sort of like a self-hate zone. And that's unproductive. So be kind, let go. It's okay, breathe. Observe the thoughts, be present, observe the breath, and then sit back and coast again. So say, for example, you did 10 minutes of meditation. And within the 10 minutes, and this is the baseline, right? Within the 10 minutes, you probably got a chunk here, a chunk here, a chunk here, and a chunk here. Within 10 minutes, you probably got about 4 chunks where you are in the meditative zone. The rest of it is your mind just scrambling. you're thinking about things, hating yourself, resenting this, resenting that, and then you're out of the meditative zone. And then within this 10 minutes, you got a few pockets of time where you are actually in the zone. And when you're in the zone, the moment you're in the zone, you capture it only for a slight period of time, and then you're out of the zone again. And that's just this constant practice of just learning how to constantly catch when your mind is drifting, and then catch it, bring the mind back to the breath, the body, and to be aware of the physical sensations. The moment you start going off into the head and going to thoughts, then you start to wander, and then you're completely out of meditative zone. All you're doing is you're just sitting there and thinking about stuff, which we do all the time anyway. So the practice has been defeated if that is the case. So once you've done meditation long enough, say within this 10 minutes, you've probably got maybe a total of, maybe 90 seconds, right? You've got a total of 90 seconds where you're actually in the zone. And that's just the way it is. So it requires daily practice. Sitting there once in a while or whenever you feel like it to do meditation is not the way to go about practicing meditation or qigong or yoga or any of these practices. These practices are supposed to be there on a daily ritual. There needs to be every day. If you're not doing it every day, you're never going to gain anything. Just like anything, if you go to the gym and you're working out, or if you're on a diet and you're paying attention to what it is that you eat, if you're consistent, then you'll notice progress. Daily discipline and consistency will get you results. But if you just like diet in 2 days or decide to work out in 1 day, you're not going to lose 10 pounds overnight. It doesn't work that way. It's accumulation over time. So please keep that in mind, because the meditative zone takes time and effort and practice. So, and then you can enter into the zone. And one more thing to finish up this video is that in the books they make meditation so mysterious or so mystical, and they say that there's no mind, no thought, and this is an exaggeration. I've been doing this all my life, and I don't think there is a place where you will reach a state of no mind, no thought. The only place that you can probably do that is in a temple, because you live in an environment that is cut off from the rest of the world. You're living in a bubble that is cut off from the rest of the world. It will allow you to be able to reach a state of no mind, no nothing. But if you live among the rest of us, then you're going to definitely have new things that are popping up every day. That's just the way it is. So don't be upset if you can't attain this mystical no mind, this state of no mind, or state of no thought. Thoughts will always be there. Okay? So to sum up this video, practice daily in order for you to attain the meditative zone. The meditative zone takes time and repetition, daily repetition, in order for you to get to that space. It doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't. Don't expect it to happen. It's not going to happen. It requires daily practice every day in order for you to get to that zone. And then the practice of self-kindness. Don't beat yourself up. Notice that, oh, my thoughts are doing this thing now. And then you are now no longer in meditative zone. You are thinking about stuff. Sitting there, eyes closed, thinking about stuff. You're not meditating. You're not meditating. There is an effort without effort in order for you to enter into that meditative zone. And the people who have gotten there, they will know what I'm talking about. If you don't understand what I'm talking about, it means you haven't gotten there yet. Okay? It's a place you reach that requires effortless effort. So do the thing. Hit the like button, hit subscribe, do the thing, put questions in the comment section below, and we will see you tomorrow.